Hillary Clinton is currently being dogged both by constant attacks from the right, closing in Bernie Sanders' challenge from the left, some would say, and also rapidly sinking approval ratings. Now, she's got a new ad campaign. Let's see if her new focus on heroes, can help ward off some of these constant challenges.
When I think about why I'm doing this, I think about my mother, Dorothy. She was abandoned by her parents at the age of 8. Sent from Chicago to LA to live with grandparents who didn't want her. But people showed her kindness, gave her a chance. Like the teacher who saw my mother had no money for food and started bringing her extra from home, whispering, "You know, Dorothy, I just brought too much food today." She went to work in somebody else's home at age 14, and it opened her eyes. For the first time, she saw parents who loved and cared for their children. And that's the kind of loving family she provided for us. When she needed a champion, someone was there. I think about all the Dorothys all over America who fight for their families, who never give up. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I've always done this. For all the Dorothys. I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
Fascinating. So is Hillary Clinton a warrior on paid maternity leave that's mandatory? Is she a warrior?
I actually don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't know for sure. We will check that and get back to you.
Okay.
But so you've got other examples, I'm sure. You feel like she's sort of co-opting single moms and mothers and the struggle they have when she's not actually being a representative for them.
So out of all the candidates, with the exception of Bernie Sanders, I think that Hillary Clinton is probably the strongest candidate in looking out for mothers, for the working class, the middle class. Except you can't argue that that's the issue that you care about the most when you are continuously turning the other way as the banking system, the financial sector, all of the different components of our economy that messed up our economy in 2008 are continuing to do what they did unchecked. Like, she's not Elizabeth Warren. She's not speaking out against them. One of the reasons why the middle class and the working class is suffering so much right now is because of the fact that a lot of these corporations continue to do what they're doing, and they're doing it unchecked. They're able to keep wages low. They're able to take advantage of their employees, not give people full-time status, part-time status if they're lucky, right? There's like a lot of issues that are happening right now. And I don't see her attacking those issues. I see her putting out this video about her mom, and I gotta be honest with you, I don't really care about your mom. At all.
Yeah, you want her, stories about her mom as much as her grandparents wanted her mom. Actually, apparently.
That's a messed up
That was a rough story, by the way.
That was a rough joke.
It's true, okay?
Right.
Politics is rough, okay? And I'm just reflecting that.
It is.
So JR, I know you're in there, and I'm going to want your take on this, because you were saying earlier on that you think that this might actually resonate with the voters. And I'm watching the video, and I'm trying to approach it without any previous bias towards Hillary Clinton, because I think you're totally right to analyze whether or not this actually, I guess, gels or fits with what she has done or not done for working women and for mothers. But I'm just wondering, like, will this, as an advertisement that is intended to generate support for her, perhaps ward off Bernie Sanders, although it's been pointed out it was filmed about 2 months ago, is this actually going to work? Like, you're always worried about the policy, okay? I'm just worried about the politics.
I know. Will it work?
And I don't know. I mean, I get that if you're a mother, there's probably some emotions that are generating you when you watch that. But I don't know. I've heard so many politicians over the years use these personal stories about, I was in this town and I remember a waitress named such and such. And it always feels fake, except recently, like less than a decade ago, when Obama would do it. Then it was fake, it turns out, but it felt real at the time. And other politicians just can't sell it the same way. Hillary Clinton does not convince me that is why she's in this.
But, okay, so whether or not I like that commercial and whether or not it resonates with the average American are two completely different things.
That's true.
So for me, it doesn't resonate because I can see through the lies. I can see through what she's trying to do. And she's pandering to Democratic women who care about, social programs and things like that actually help them raise their kids. So she's pandering to them, and I see that. But at the same time, a lot of people aren't going to understand that what she's saying in her commercial is very different from what she does in real life. It
Yeah.
translates very differently. I'm not saying that Hillary Clinton is a bad person. I'm just saying that when you're a corporatist, it's very, very difficult to use family values as your platform. And I'm not talking about conservative family values. I'm talking about the way she's framing it. Oh, I'm the politician that wants to actually help you guys out. If you want to help people out, then you need to regulate corporations that are screwing over the middle class and the working class. That's the way you actually get your message across. But will the ad work? Absolutely, because
you think so?
I think it does. I think it pulls on, you know, your heartstrings, and it makes you think, oh my God, look at the struggle her family went through, and look at what she was able to make of herself now. She's a female candidate. It's about time we have a female candidate. That was an advertisement for women.
Yeah.
For mothers.
Oh, definitely.
And it's going to resonate well with
As a man, I got angry. How dare they?
Right.
There will be some that respond that way. Yeah, and it is also interesting, by the way, that a lot of times, you know, they'll say, I voted for this, or I voted against that, and we find out when there are fact checkers that they didn't actually vote for that, or it was a small part of a bigger bill. So it's an interesting tactic to take where you don't have to worry about fact checkers when you don't put any facts in your videos. It's just emotional, like storytelling, and stuff. Unless we find out that her mother was actually loved quite fondly by the grandparents. That's the only fact we could actually check.
Can you imagine that? Her mom had like the best childhood
Exactly.
ever.
The grandparents were like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think
We've made a
that.
swing for her.
Yeah. I don't know anything about her mother. But again, I don't care about her mother. I care about what
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton is actually going to do for Americans.
Yeah. Okay, so JR, did you want to jump in? Because you feel like this will resonate.
So as Anna was pointing out, that's why it's going to work. Because people aren't going to think, oh, this woman is a corporatist. Oh, she knows what she's done. This is like the introduction. And we know there's layers of this kind of campaign you run. And the reason why Obama was able to do it and everyone was convinced is because he's better at it than she is. And that's why he beat her. So this is the attempt to do it. I mean, people aren't going to look up and analyze it the way we do and say, oh, yeah, she's totally reading. Yeah, that's a script. Yeah, it's exactly what she was prepared to say.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the touching music, the old pictures, you look up and go, damn, her mom looks just like her. It's all these things resonate in your head, and you start thinking, oh, now I feel like I know Hillary. And you're not thinking about those other parts. You're thinking about how you know her now. And then I guess when it comes to a female candidate, I feel like this is part of the similarity of, oh, he's the type of guy I like to have a beer with. The President Bush thing that got him elected. I'm going to have a beer with that guy, so it works for him. And this is going to be the beginning of what works for her. And maybe in other, I mean, you can't do everything in one video. Maybe in other videos, maybe she'll start with the policy things, whatever, hopefully. But this one is the introduction. You got to start out with, hi, I'm Hillary Clinton. And you notice some of the wording. She goes, the reason I'm doing this, as if it's she has to do it.
Yeah.
And I really don't want to have to do this.
Yeah, I love that the politicians always feel the need to explain why they want to become a politician. And none of them can actually say it's because, like, have you ever had power? Oh, it feels great to have power.
Right.
That's why you're a politician. There's some, like, I can sort of believe, I mean, Bernie Sanders has been a career politician. We know that he was politically active in college. It seems like, to some extent, the actual policies mattered to him.
Yes.
But, like, when you've been hanging on the outskirts of, like your husband was president and then you were, like, you like being in government. Say that, be honest. That's not the worst thing in the world. There are worse things, worse reasons to get involved in politics. That's not the worst.
Well, that's definitely better than lying like she did in that video where she's like, the reason why I want to be president is because I want to help these mothers. That's not the reason why you want to be president. That could be a small part of it, but I'm not convinced.
It doesn't hurt.
Lastly, sorry, I know we've gone long, but it's going to work. It's what should, if I was helping her with her campaign, I'd say, you know what, appeal to women, because that's one of the hooks. The reason it worked for Obama, again, he still does it. When he goes and speaks at certain, like the funeral, I mean, now he's evoking the black Southern pastor. He's not a black Southern pastor, but he evokes it and people go, you feel something. You're like, yeah, Obama's got this. So, I mean, you use what you got. That's why a lot of Republicans, when she does any of this stuff, before she even says anything, they go, look at her pantsuit over here trying to appeal to women, because they can appeal to women.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a really good
trying
point.
to take her down before she does it. So she's using her strength, and it's going to work to a degree. I don't know how much.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Bernie Sanders ever has enough money to run ad campaigns like this, since he's only generating money from individual donors. I saw a great Onion headline. It was Bernie Sanders clearly in the pocket of retired teacher who gave him $300. So I think that's pretty awesome. will he run ads like this? Like, I've never heard Bernie Sanders say, and I think he does actually listen to the life stories of the people when he goes to town halls. He doesn't run any of these touchy-feel. Like, he talks about the fucking policy.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm going to do this. And they say, oh, do you really mean that you're going to raise taxes on the top 1%? Yes, that's what rewind the video. That's what I just fucking said. I'm going to do it. That's what he does.
Yeah, and that appeals.
I respect that.
I know, it appeals to us.
Yeah.
But does that resonate with the American public? And
we will see.
People want that personable angle.